Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy, DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. P Original, baby. Welcome back.
Welcome
new week.
back. New week.
New episode.
New episode, man. Yes,
That's what
sir.
it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. You could ask Giz.
You know what? Thought about some. I look back at some of the episodes we were doing.
Yes, sir.
We got away from some stuff.
We did.
'Cause I know we was excited about certain things. You know, we want to get right into the conversation. Bro, how was your week, man? Let's. You know what I mean? That does matter. You know what I mean? I know we was excited before, but how was your week?
Week was good, man. It's at the regular 9 to 5. The Friday before, I was,
So the Friday before Valentine's.
yeah,
Okay.
because not actual on Valentine's, the Friday the 7th.
Yep.
I didn't speak on how we had the event with Joel Santana had came.
That's right.
Trenton
That's
Harden,
right. I mean, I
Trent.
saw the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Dope. Super dope.
It was a great event, great night. You know what I mean? Memorable night. Shout out to the city for everything going successful without a hiccup.
Oh, man.
That's what we want to shout out.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
Absolutely.
Sino,
Absolutely.
Shoes, whole entire Splash
Toast
Light
to you
family.
guys, man.
You know what I mean?
Excellent when you can have
that
something
was
nice
epic.
like that and it's smooth.
Shout out DJ Westwill. Shout out Gucci Mike that night. 3D for stopping by. He was out there. Everybody that was there. It was a memorable night. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was
Toast
that.
to y'all. Word up. Good
But,
job.
let me take a sip. But then y'all, we talked about last week. The Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We spoke a little bit on Kendrick Lamar and his Super Bowl performance.
Absolutely.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Did you ever get a chance to watch it? Because at the time you probably still didn't watch it.
The entire performance?
Yeah.
I saw it the night of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. It's a difference between watching and like analyzing it and paying
yeah,
attention to it to really, yeah.
Right.
So I have not. I also, like a lot of people I've been seeing on the internet, have not went back and rewatched the game.
Nah.
I mean, you see the highlights.
I watched a little bit of the game because it's funny that you say that. At the time of recording this, 2 days ago, Eagles celebration party at Vera Cherry Hill.
Absolutely.
And I did see the game again because we had the game on all around the TVs
Super
while
dope.
the party
Super
was
dope.
going on.
Super dope.
It was nice, man. Nice event. You know what I mean? Eagles fans came out. I had other team fans. Security was Cowboy fans.
Okay.
So, they was a little upset, but it's okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, but
wasn't enough to stop them getting that change that night.
yeah, all in all, great week. I think 14 Valentine's Day was the best day though. Simple, man.
When you talk about Valentine's Day,
Yeah, simple.
talk about love.
Yeah, it's love. It was simple though. It was simple. Got the flowers, the candy.
Right.
Got delivered to the house.
Absolutely.
Gift card, pajama set.
Yeah.
All that.
Okay.
She got me a nice pajama set.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Got to get paid for dinner. I
Come
didn't
on.
have to pay, and it
Come
was Olive Garden. How about
Come on.
that? The restaurant
on.
y'all say y'all don't want to go to.
Yeah.
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 Good times though.
I don't think Olive Garden's sales were affected at all.
No, they never were.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't confirm it, but I don't believe so. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
free promotion, baby. If y'all
Yeah.
want us, holler at your boy.
yeah. That's the only free one.
It's just,
Endless pasta, breadstick salad.
Yeah.
Me and E we'll work with you.
Remember this? You know what I missed though, brother? Used to have
What?
them chicken. Remember they had the chicken meatballs, the ground
I do.
chicken meatballs.
I do.
They need to bring them back.
I do.
Bring them back.
Kind of weird that they would take those off the menu.
Yeah.
But, at the same token, I guess,
They was bangers, man. They was good.
yeah.
I used to get a little Alfredo with the ground chicken when I make the angel hair
You
pasta.
really had pasta your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they call it? Yeah. Pasta your way or something like that. Any
Ground
style.
Yeah, ground chicken meatballs.
Sounds like you had a great weekend. Great week, period.
Yeah, but it's just regular everyday life. Enjoyed it, man.
Okay.
Any day above ground. But threw my back out, but don't know how I did that. It's okay.
It's one of the mysteries, man.
He just got out the car,
just
man.
age, you know what I mean? It was just like that was the time it was going to happen.
Shout out the Nut. I was telling him the story yesterday. I said, I was talking to P, man. I told P, man, all I did was get out the car.
Yeah.
And messed my back up. I said, I don't know what I did. He said, you just said it. Bitch, all you did was get out the car. That's
See, the thing about, like, those all of a sudden type of situations like that, it's like when you watching the game, they'd be like, ooh, it's non-contact.
Right. Right.
What happened?
Right.
He didn't need contact to do that. Apparently, that was getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with you. You know what I mean? The one thing about a back, brother, you need it. Like I'm not saying you got spare parts that you can be hurting and injuring on your body. That's okay. But a back, because it go with the core. Valentine's Day weekend,
Yeah.
dead back.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all all right? You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all right.
I'm just check it out. Okay,
good.
cool. That's good, man. Weekend was good. Like you said, it's been a week. Obviously still, in celebration mood, celebrating obviously the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Somebody asked me if I was going to go to the parade. And I said, I love the Eagles. Just love me a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it was a little cold. And I told you
it
the
was
other
cold
day,
out
we
there.
just had this conversation.
Yeah.
The cold, and I'm not as good with it anymore.
Shout out to my mother-in-law. She sat there. She seen two people on the news.
Yeah.
They was the first two out there on the step.
Yeah.
The whole night before.
Yeah.
She like, man, I don't know. Listen.
Yeah.
It's too cold for that. They
I'm not
spent
going to
the night
question
out
your
there.
fandom.
Yeah.
Your sanity
It's
comes
that.
into question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
can say what you want to say
She's
about
like,
me.
that's stupid, man.
Yeah.
I was dying,
Yeah.
man.
Some people fan them. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm out here for my grandfather who never saw one.
Like,
You
shout
know?
out to Goose tried to he tried to do his hotel rooms to land.
Right.
But he said, but it wouldn't let him extend it. It was already, two went out there. But he said the way he had it set up, he would be able to either look out the window
Right.
and see it out the window.
Which was dope when you said that.
Or he just come downstairs right in front because the bar, they was coming right past it. Yeah, go Birds.
Yeah.
Turn right back around, hit the bar, go back upstairs.
Well, shout out to him for even, first
even
and
think
foremost,
about
he put the reservation in play before we even played the Super
As soon
Bowl.
as they won the NFC
As soon as we won the
Championship.
NFC Championship. So
Yeah.
shout out to him for that.
Yeah.
No, great thing. Like I said, did not get out there. Shout out to all the people that went out there and braved the elements. And, I did watch you guys on Facebook Live and all these other places where you were.
Yeah.
You definitely was in there representing and doing your thing. So shout out to y'all. Valentine's Day.
DK, shout out to DK.
Shout out to DK. You know
He
what I
went.
mean?
He said his was smooth.
Good.
He did this. They did the bus tour thing. It was $60, I think, round trip per person.
Okay.
He said, man, 8:00 in the morning, 8:15, we was out there. He said
Yeah.
by the time we was done, we had to walk back to the bus like 20 minutes, half hour, nothing big. Walk back to the bus. He said he got back to the bus like 1:30. He said I sat on the bus, nodded out. He said, man, 3:00, I was back at my car, man. That was kind of smooth. He ain't never.
No, that was very smooth.
That was the best way to go,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
No, I mean,
That's the
it
best way
was a
to
great thing, man. I'm glad that they were able to go and have a good time. You know what I mean? And be able to come back home safe, sound, like you said. Major monumental situation. It was dope to be able to see it. Me and the wife, we spun out. Went and had a good dinner together. Like you said, flowers, candy, all that kind of stuff. Wonderful time. We enjoyed the holiday, as always. We enjoy all of them together.
Right.
And, it was just dope to have that. The weekend,
Right.
it was really a cool out weekend.
Right, sir.
You know what I mean? Kind of kick back, Netflix and chill type of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, best weekends.
Great weekend. So, and now here we are recording this on President's Day. You know what I mean? So how were you feeling? You're president.
No. It's funny, though. I just wanted to know.
Oh, that's not until I take it back. I'm
just
sorry.
wanted to know, other than when we was kids,
Uh-huh.
when we used to be in the parades, have you ever been like to a big parade like that? Or some type of event like that?
Not parade like that. I mean, I don't know what you would compare a parade
Like
to.
or like a Million Man March or anything like that. You ever
No. Me and the crowd element is kind of
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because
different.
I only thing I went to like that. I mean, I used to go Puerto Rican Day Parade, all that type of stuff. I'm not talking about that though. Was that big where that would match up to like the Eagles parade? I went to the inauguration
yeah.
in Obama's second
You was
term.
telling me, yeah. You was telling me, yeah.
That experience made me not want to deal with that because it seemed like the best parades that people celebrate be happening in the cold, man. It's never in the summertime.
Yeah, it's never when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
On top of that,
Unless you, I'm not knocking them, but it ain't like the Sixers winning the championship.
No, and then too, like you saying, you're in a mixed crowd of people. That's everywhere you go, but
Right.
but you have a choice.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit different.
Right.
Right. So like I was watching people. Obviously, they was got people that was picking certain spots. Like, yo, this is my spot.
Yeah.
Like, claiming us. This ain't your mailbox, man. I'm like, you can't
yo.
just see this your trash can today.
Yeah.
And it was too much. Like my homie, one of them, shout out to him, I ain't gonna say his name. we had that conversation. You good, bro? I told you.
Yeah.
Out there with his daughter. You know, while he was
At the
out there with
parade?
his daughter. Yeah, at the parade. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Foolishness. You know, it could have went left with a situation with him and another dude, you know,
Right.
but he's sitting there, he's thinking about the whole time. He got his daughter there. And so me and him talked, and he was just like, he didn't feel right because he didn't activate, you know what I mean, a certain kind of response. You know what I mean? Whether it was get busy, you know, whatever. He wound up letting, you know, man, fall back, go ahead, you know what I mean, leave us alone, whatever. Took the peace road. And I told him, I said, especially in this day and time, bro, you know, you took the road that most people walk away from it with living.
Right.
You know, you out there in the mix, and I know we there to celebrate a situation, but you don't know who you celebrating with in the mindset of these people.
Right.
So the conversation or whatever went on between me and him, and I just wanted to reassure him, encourage him, like, look, your daughter know what kind of father she got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She know that she.
And I think I know who you're
protective.
talking about. And I ain't even hear the story.
You know
I ain't
what
gonna
I'm
say no
saying?
names. You know what I mean? But
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. If you did, I would be surprised you know this person. But, you know, just
know who I know.
Right, just reassured to him that, because as a man, and I actually had this conversation, you know, with my wife, and she was like I understand, like I know how you. There's a part of us that feel like we gotta always put on a certain kind of response anyway, right?
Right.
Especially if that's like the makeup of the person that you are.
Right.
And so, you know, we had a good conversation, me and him, and he talked about, you know, like, bro, it's been a day or two, and it's still on my mind. I'm like, well, you can't hunt the dude down and do nothing crazy and nothing like that. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. But I understood because he went through something where physically he don't feel like he's himself.
Yeah.
And so now with the new limitations or certain things that he's dealing with psychologically, can he still be who, you know, he needs to be? So anyway, you know what I mean, conversation we'll have, you know, afterwards. But, you know, he made the right decision. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Part of history and a memory that he'll never forget with him in the seat, and it was a great thing.
How soon do you think it'll be another one?
Next year.
There you go. I like that.
It all depends on two major things. What things take place in the aftermath of, like, free agency
Right.
and re-signings.
Mm-hmm.
How much of this can we keep together, right? And the thing that really was the actual major component of what took place last year, health.
Yeah.
As dope as Saquon is, as dope as Jalen
Everybody
is,
stay
AJ
healthy.
Brown, it really was health. And so those are the two main things. Do I think that they can maintain a lot of the core pieces that they have? I do. I know we're going to lose some guys. It's just always turnover like that. We're already losing coaches and other people. And then, you know, you turn around and you think about that piece of health. So those things stay good. Why not next year? So it's funny because we're talking about the parade, Valentine's Day, all of these things. And if you looked on any form of your social media and the content, you've seen a bunch of it.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people who were, you know, whatever they were doing, whether it was for branding, promotional situations, all of these different things. I mean, you had a conversation about content in the form of as creatives.
Yes.
I think a lot of times people look at the things that they see us doing the show, and, you know, they equate that to our characters of who we are.
Exactly.
Right?
Because that's how they know you.
That's how we know. And I'm working on a situation that you presented to me.
Right.
Right now. A concept that
Yeah.
I didn't think about. But you was like, yo, you should document that and be able to make a video for that so they'd be able to share your experience in that situation.
Right.
Didn't think about that. It did bring me back to my original conversation I was saying to you before. In terms of everybody, because no matter who's in the content space right now, whether it's TikTok, or, you know, Instagram, any of these things, the three main things I think anybody has to answer when it comes to content creation or any kind of creation for that matter
Right.
is what's the demographic, who you talking to, or
Right.
age group, you know, race, any of those things, right?
Right.
Who's it helping, right? Because it's a difference. You can talk to somebody, but you might not be helping. You might just be having a conversation.
Yeah.
And the last one is does it solve any problems?
That's always a big thing in everything.
Right.
Being able to solve problems.
Does it solve any problems? We have to be intelligent enough to know what side of that we want to be.
Which side or right?
which side to right, right? So I wanted to have a conversation with you today, man, about content and your as a person who has been musically involved in music for as many years as you have, and that's watched the landscape of that situation change over all of these years. What would you say to a person who's just getting into the content creation space from a musical perspective? What would you say? Like a producer, anybody. You ain't got to just be a DJ, a producer, a songwriter, any of these things. What would you say is something that don't overlook? Like, don't overlook this. Don't think it's just something that you can overlook. What's something that you think needs to be involved in it?
Record everything.
Okay.
Whether it be your actual art or even video content of you creating the art, because the video is always going to be timeless. This is the reason why you got a person like Kanye who could bring out that documentary on Netflix of 20 years of what was going on in his whole career. 20 things that we think sometimes is junk is always a good thing, and that's because they created a bunch of content. It's just like I never remember how to really say his name. I think it's Avsil or whatever it is, but he got the thing on Netflix. I Am Tim. He was an EDM DJ. I said he big hits. He committed suicide, but they still got a whole documentary about him because of old things. If you even now, when you watch any documentary, you see old New York City, whether they're talking about the documentary like Crack or old hip hop or Fresh or things, it's always old footage.
Wallow said something one day. I seen him interview. He said it more than one occasion, talking to different people, talking about their hard drives.
Right.
And he was making a statement of basically saying some of your best work was sitting on a hard drive. It never came out.
Right.
And you up here driving yourself crazy, trying to stick with the latest trend and the latest things that's out there right now, and you got work that ain't never even come out.
Yep.
I think the reason why I'm asking this, and I felt like it was necessary to have a conversation about content, is because we're going to entertain this space. There's a generation that's obviously behind us, our children, and even the ones that's right before them and following them.
Right.
It's not optional for them. It's almost a mandatory thing for them.
Right.
Right. They're going to go there for a source of information, to be educated, to be guided, to be led.
Right.
That's where they're going.
Right.
And because of that, I've become like a super major advocate for, okay, if that's where y'all going to go, then I'm going to make sure I go there with my message I want to tell you.
Right. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
That's my second thing I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Be you.
Okay.
In that space, don't try to create a character. Be you.
Right.
Because you are influential enough. Hence
There you
the
go.
name.
No question.
Hence
No
the
question.
name. Enough
Nice. I seen it smooth.
to tell people or to teach people. I said this a long time ago on the show. If you can learn any aspect of life, if God give you one gift, and I said to be completely financially educated. We real literal.
Financial literacy.
Right.
That's what you said. Yep.
And I said, not so I could be rich.
So you can educate
So
people.
I can educate people. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So anytime we get on a mic, pause, you know what I mean? Or,
No question.
Or,
No question.
Or we got a camera on us, so we're creating content. We should have something to say. Hence why the Super Bowl halftime show was what it was. Basically, just using this for an example, for those who may not understand, I'm not going to go deep, but pretty much the message that he was sending is, y'all want me to be a certain type of way. America wants me to be a certain type of way.
Yep. Y'all got a box y'all want me to be in.
Yeah, and I see it. But I have a responsibility that every time I'm here, I have to expose that I see it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why he was he's basically a cultural rapper. Then it was a part in the show where he knew what would be two of his commercial joints, which basically had SZA in both of them. And so Samuel L. Jackson was playing Uncle Sam. He had him come in and start doing hip hop. He was like, "Come on, nah, you too loud. You're being ghetto. Don't do that." Then he did another one. Oh, you're gonna do the cultural way. You're gonna go this way. Okay, well played. Like that. Then when he goes to the songs, like I said, with SZA, perfect. You know, like that's how we want you to be, you know, in so many words.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does not like us, or he teases it first at middle of the thing, but does it.
Mm-hmm.
When he actually does it,
No question.
they saying y'all. He basically saying y'all want me to be this way, but when I'm this way, look at the reaction.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is the truth.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is why you can't stop the truth. You can't
Yeah.
stop what's real. That's
Yeah.
basically what it's all about.
Yeah.
But as long as I do it, so it's like when Pac had a message,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like at the point now that Kendrick can do that
Mm-hmm.
and still actually be loved when doing that
Absolutely. Absolutely.
on the biggest stage in front of the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, like you said, you know, when you identify the power of it,
Right,
then I think that you can use it the way that you want to,
right,
right? Like the social media thing, or not even just social media, that's the content period.
right,
If you don't have a purpose behind it, then you can't even aim it a certain way,
right,
right? So, like, for instance, if you're a person that's into music
right,
and you think that you're going to make music for everyone, good luck,
right.
because everyone's not going to gravitate towards that situation.
Mhm.
If you take the time to say, I'm going to focus on this is what I want to do, whether it's conscious rap, whether it's whatever form of it, you got to come out and you got to understand from the beginning that there is a group of people who are going to benefit from you.
Yep.
Don't come out into the content space and try to create a false narrative of yourself, because you're cheating those who can really benefit
Yep.
from your content.
Got to be you.
So you got to be you. And on top of being you, you have to identify that there's a place specifically for you.
Right,
A lot of times people come into the content space, bro, and they want to get involved in a game that's already being played and has
Right.
no space for them.
right,
And so they miss their opportunity to be major contributors because they're so busy trying to fit into a situation that really isn't their place to be in.
right. That's what's important about content, because the biggest thing is, first I said record yourself, right?
Right.
Second I said be you, then I broke down Kendrick. The dopest thing about the whole Super Bowl performance,
Mhm.
directly after the game, if you wanted to see it again, it was already available
Absolutely.
to you. It was already
Absolutely.
available to you. That's what I mean about recording anything.
Yeah.
And guess who was guess what YouTube page was the first page to post it?
I don't know.
The NFL
That makes sense. Yeah, no, it
and
makes
Apple
sense.
Music.
Yeah, it
You
makes
see what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah.
But my point is, what I'm saying is, record everything.
Yeah.
The Big Wigs already shows what we do. Record everything.
Yeah, for promotional purposes, like
Right.
you said, there's so many different things. It's enough out there to do it. I would say us as people, we got to understand the power of influence, like you said before, being misinfluential. When you understand the power of influence, then you understand, well, if I do my part and everybody else is doing their part, then we're all collectively doing something together. If I try to go do something that's not me, then it's not going to be a benefit to them, right? And it's really not me being who I am as a person. So a lot of this stuff, when you see it, like you said, even the breakdown of the comparison of worst Super Bowl show ever and all these different things, those are personal opinions, right? Those are people that, like you said last week, that really feel some type of way because of the fact that Wayne didn't get it because of whatever the reason. Moving forward into that situation, it's like anything else. Once the content is created, now
Right.
we have to have a place and a purpose.
Right.
And so we can't keep dwelling on the fact of what didn't happen. We got to look at the power and the message of what did.
Exactly.
And so, you know, that's the thing. But you know how many people, bro, are just happy with seeing themselves on TV?
Absolutely.
Or just on the screen of anything?
Bruh, absolutely.
They'll rather become someone that they're not
You know what's crazy? It's funny.
just to see themselves.
You know how you sit there sometimes, you might be talking, Netflix was on the TV, and then it just be there, and then you just start seeing like the shows that they got on Netflix.
Yep.
That just be.
Yep.
And I was sitting the other day, and I'm talking to my wife, and I just looked at it, and I was like, I wonder how the people feel when they just be sitting in their crib with Netflix on, and they see their own face come across the screen like that.
Yeah.
Or they cousins be like, look at cousins.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would, this is an assumption.
Yeah,
Don't know,
I'd
never
say.
experienced it. I would assume that if you think from an intentional perspective,
Yeah,
if you don't see yourself, you'd feel odd.
yeah.
It's like, I know what I put the work in for.
Right,
Not entitled,
right.
but I know that the goal was to be in these places,
Yeah,
right? So when I see myself, I should be, oh, that's great. I reached that level. Now what's the next level?
Yep, that's right. When we shoot our short film, you're gonna see what happens.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like when they see it, and when we finally see the situation, we're gonna be like, everything that we do, look at what we do now. People don't see behind the scenes, bro, when we have conversations about content, it is always a situation of how do we improve, how do we get the message out there to more people, how do we build a better concept of what we are, right? Not how do we do the same things that such and such and them did, whoever that is, fill in the blank, but whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying from the perspective that if you're gonna be any kind of creator in life, whether it's content, in the form of video, music, or any of these things, like you have to have some, reason beyond monetarily to do the things that you're doing. You got to have a reason. You got to have, you know what I mean? Like I said, as far as our kids, I realized that I needed to go to these spaces because that's where they spent more time at. They didn't spend more time talking to me. They spent more time watching the lives of other people that was in the content creation space, right? That's the thing that you think about.
Right.
So my whole thing with that is just to educate people on a few things. One, don't believe everything that you see in this space.
Exactly.
Right? We understand the false narratives that's created by a lot of different people. There's hidden agendas and all these other things that's taking place. On the flip side of that situation, understand the difference between, valuable information and people who are just there to look good.
Right.
I just think that's a major conversation, man. Just understanding if you're going to contribute to it, if you're going to support it, understand that there needs to be a purpose behind it. Understand that. When I first heard the situation about TikTok, my nephew admits to me, you got to get you a TikTok page. First thing I told him, I don't feel like doing no dancing and all that stuff in front of them because I'm not going to learn the new dances and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just looked, he was like, everybody on there don't just do dances.
Yeah.
But to me, that's what I knew it for. So I X'd that situation out of the equation.
I don't need to record myself doing the what.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's how I felt until I went here and I started creating content. I saw that there was a space for it. Not that I needed that to validate myself, but it was cool to understand, man, what you got to say sometimes has an effect on people in a positive way.
All the time.
Right?
Right.
And so I enjoyed that. We got the privilege and the blessing of being able to remember the world when it doesn't exist. We do. So the first thing we do is we try to picture ourselves in the present time and not having anything to do with our life.
Absolutely.
Where our children, once again, I had to start realizing, like you said, bro, older people, nothing to get, not old people, but our age and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of hard to convince them to look at life from a different perspective. They've been living this long without it. Mm-hmm. But the people that's going to be game changers and difference makers, well, that's the generations behind us.
All right.
So I got to go where they at. I ain't trying to convince your dad. Hopefully they, you do something dope and your dad gets excited and said, I should do that. Junior look good doing that. Or, mommy looks good doing that. So I got to indirectly do it. I got to try to figure out a way to inspire and encourage your children, my children, our children, to be able to get you to sometimes be inspired.
You're just trying to be a positive light, man. That's all.
Well, I'm just trying to use an avenue that's going to benefit everybody.
And being a positive light.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's all. Your mission, bro. Yeah. And that's a good thing. That's all it is. That's all it is about content. Knowing your mission. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to do the dances and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I do them.
Yeah, we're not telling you not to do that.
After he said what he said, I still wind up, what I mean? I didn't go around and do all the challenges and stuff. But
we say, basically, when you speak,
right,
you always have a platform to speak.
That's
what I mean? You're supposed to really use that in a light way.
Yeah.
Shining, bright way.
And you need to use the same concept.
Fly high like a kite way. That's my way. He's happy.
I would rather him do that than to be like, man, I can't stand such and such. You never see E that way. You know what I mean?
I'm just messing with y'all.
No,
man.
you're not.
Freestyling.
I think that we got to use the same thing in reverse that we use in terms of content creation because we work in the content creation space.
Right.
We got to be more filtered to the things that we actually look at and we are actually entertained by as well.
Right.
Because we're not oblivious to new foolishness.
No.
Think about it. Back when we was in high school, just use this for an example, taking a trip down memory lane. Mm-hmm. You could hear it all the way, just boop, bop, boop, bah, something fall. Yeah,
They fighting. Yeah.
You turn around.
Yeah.
You running towards to go see the fight. Everybody didn't run. But a lot of people, I'm just using that as the example of.
What you did, you walked or you trot ran?
I definitely went over there. I was definitely nosy. I don't remember. I don't remember if I ran, if I tried to slope out, but I definitely
wasn't
was
even known as a fighter like that. I had to make sure one of my aces in there, man.
That was always our excuse anyway.
Make
sure the team see my people's idea. All right, cool. You know, playing it. And if you really wasn't about it, you know, you hoping to God it ain't none of your homies, because now you feel obligated to activate it. You know what I'm saying? Now, truth be told, once again, just using that as an analogy, we have a choice on whether or not we respond to everything that we hear, everything that sound foolish, everything that make a lot of noise. You know, back in Trinidad, I know when you broke a dish or something. Well, I mean, I know this, but if something fit, to go, ooh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Foolishness. But that's the same way if you think about how we respond to social media or content, bro. Yeah. That's the same way we do it.
Yeah, that's their reaction of, ooh.
That's the same. Or even us as it does. I'm saying that as now. That's our thing. Yeah. Oh, man, Big Meech done messed up situations with Little Meech and Rick Ross. I mean, and with 50 Cent. Oh, man, this, that, and the third. Word?
Yeah.
You Googling.
Yeah.
Facebook. YouTube. What's going on? Now you over there trying to figure
Luka just went to the Lakers.
Like, ho. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So because you have access to it, you exercise in that situation.
Why did y'all that out like that?
Because that's the way it be moving. That's the way it be moving, right? It's a real life situation, and we go from the content involvement to the point where we be like, yo, what happened?
Yeah.
And then we start becoming sports analysts, right?
Right.
So I found out.
No.
There was a contract.
No. Do you notice, though, it's funny that you say that. Do you know?
What's that?
You realize that we've been every type of analyst. Remember we solved the OJ case back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So those are like SIU. What is it?
CSI.
CSI.
Yeah, SIU.
Yeah.
Special Intelligence Unit. There you go. SIU.
Well, that's what that is, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We made
you trying to play me like SIU. No, like it's not real.
No.
What's CU?
No, SIU. No, I'm just saying, it because you writing the show right now. You don't even realize it.
Yeah. I was fine.
Bro, we could do a new show. We could be like New York Undercover in the world.
Yeah. I gotta come out the house.
Yeah,
I can't do it from here.
You could be the mad scientist downstairs.
I'm coming out.
With the computer in there.
I come out. I'm gonna come out. I feel more comfortable now. Before I had to get to be. So the racism about light-skinned men too. All of us, being underneath one umbrella. No. I'll say this: the same way that we respond when we children and we run when we hear these, you know what I'm saying? We hear these different noises.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of the content is. It's noise.
It's noise.
And we'll respond to the noise.
Yeah.
And then we start to just look and be like, yo, you see, what's the name of them? And they just that and the third. But when it's positive, ain't no noise. And somebody's running. Positive content moves different, like we say all the time, right? Versus a negative situation. Everywhere, everybody has some form of an audience. As a content creator, once again, we have to be mindful of what we want to project, right? We got to be comfortable with, I can't talk to everybody when I'm making this content. When I started making all the motivational stuff that I was making, bro, I had to come to grips with the reality that everybody ain't going to be beat to hear this. Yeah. It's going to be some people that be like, nah, he a pastor. There's going to be some people that's out there saying he got all this, like he ain't got no issues or no problems or no hiccups in his life.
Right.
And then there was going to be somebody I didn't know or somebodies that I didn't know that was going to be like, you know what? I get it. I see what he's saying.
A lot of people get messages from people they don't know.
Right.
That's how it is. Because what it is me and D had this conversation. And I remember he said, we was talking about Steve Harvey.
Right.
And he was like, how can Steve Harvey give marital advice?
He's a name that people go to a lot for that.
Yeah, he was like, how he can give marital advice? And he on his third divorce or whatever one time.
Right.
And I'm like, that's why.
Right.
He can tell you the wrong way to do it, obviously.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You never know. So it's when you take certain information, it's how you use it, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because even what we feel is positive, because you can definitely tell what's the difference between positive and negative in a lot of situations.
Yeah, you should be.
But in certain situations, it's no such thing as positive. It's just your opinion, my opinion on something.
Right.
That also spreads well, too, because You're giving your honest opinion.
There you go.
So it still goes back to you being you.
That's right.
And it's being recorded.
That's it.
That's why I said in the music space, the
Yeah.
question that you asked me,
Yeah.
that's everything they do. Just record it and be yourself.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I say, like, you look.
all content. That's how it goes.
That's it. So, and understanding the value that you possess with the content that you create.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Once again, a person may look at Steve Harvey and says, his personal experiences, who gives him the right to call himself like he's some kind of relationship expert?
Yeah.
How many hours does it take to become an expert? 10,000 hours.
It
Just
is.
about anything that you do, right? Just to answer that situation. 10,000 hours to become an expert. Now, some people may turn around and say, P, that may not apply to relationships. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He's been a person his entire life. So some of the hiccups and the things that may have transpired and the reasons why certain things didn't work, he's well exceeded the 10,000 hours. Next thing is he's an expert about his experiences. Yes, he experienced it the way that he did. Now, if he says something to you that kind of rings a bell, if the shoe fits, then you wear it. My thing with all of that stuff when it comes to it, if you want to be, whether you want to be famous or not, you can wind up in the content creation space. Whether that's in your intent or not. You know what I mean? You can look at a person like Jalen Hurts who wants to be a phenomenal athlete.
Right.
But when you look at him when he's doing interviews, if he could skip that,
Right. He will.
he would.
He'll skip
Marshawn Lynch.
all the
Beast
time.
mode. Nasty.
Just don't want to get fined.
I just don't want to get, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
So you got some people that are influential, right? That do the things that they do and have no desire to be in those spaces. My thing is for the people that are intentionally in these spaces,
Right.
make a decision.
The thing is, too, though, them people like Marshawn Lynch, right, and Jalen Hurts, with less words, speak louder than a lot of people who talk all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's easier to decipher when a person, you look, when a person tell you something, I'm just
Right.
here so I don't get fined.
Right.
What's the misunderstanding? I don't really want to be here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Charles Barkley said, I'm not a role model,
I'm not a role model.
we got mad. But did he ever tell you he was a role model?
I ain't never said
No,
that.
your children looked up to him for whatever their reasons are.
Right.
What I'm saying is if you want to be in the content creation space,
Yeah.
pick a lane, pick a situation, and be intentional about the things that you're doing. So that way, at the end of the night,
All right.
you can feel good about the fact of what you created, and whoever can benefit from it can benefit from it. That's my only thing. And be selective on the content that you retain as well. Like, for instance, bro, you got certain people that live certain ways of life that not going in certain environments, right? A person that may be, let's just say, somebody who is into the church, using them for an example, right? They're not going to go and be in certain environments, right? Because it doesn't align them with what their purpose is, right? They may not go hang out in the bar. I ain't even get into that. That can be wicked. That can be deep.
Yeah.
They're not going to hang out in the bar, right? Because they're not good. It's not good with their spirit, right? And it's also not good with something that they want to show people. Well, I saw you in Benny's. I saw you at, Clots the other day, Vera Lounge, wherever you was at. You know what I'm saying? And now you in here and be like, yeah. And unfortunately, people are so shallow-minded, they'll look at a person and turn around and say that person is fronting or perpetrating a fraud because they decided to go in one of these places.
And that's the reason why people learn a lot from people that they don't know.
Yeah.
Because they only see that one side of it.
That's it. Why you think that they all of a sudden started to do church, right, and it would be live streamed?
Yeah.
It's because even the church understood, bro.
Right.
We got to meet the people where they at.
Right.
They ain't going to come here,
Nope.
but they going to turn it on at home. I'd rather give it to, that was going to be crazy. Pause. I'd rather send the message your way. Right? That was going to be crazy. That was gonna be crazy. I didn't say it though. I didn't finish it. That could have had the potential to really be.
I'd rather put the service on in your living room.
Come on now.
Okay?
Come on now. And for you to attend there.
Or your cell phone.
Come on now.
And I'm going to advertise it on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
I got to go where you at.
YouTube,
I gotta go where
everywhere
you
you at. I'm coming where
gotta
you
go where you
at.
at.
Pause.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah, because the message
Yeah.
is more important
Right.
than the place that you actually, you choose to use to send it.
Right.
If the message is to be able to, like you say, bro, we talk about all the time. In order for a person to lead somebody, they got to be led,
Right.
right? In order for a person to be able to get to the next level of anything with anyone else, they got to get to that next level with themselves first.
Right.
That means that I got to look beyond my traditional, the ways that I've learned something, or maybe the way that I present something. Because if I really want to help people, I got to go where people are.
Right.
I can't keep, come here to the church. Come here. Come over here, man. Make sure you in attendance. You weren't in church. You wasn't there. Right. Now I'm pointing the finger at you, but I saw you in the club. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's two different environments, two different situations.
That's why you never really supposed to come at people like that.
And you ain't supposed to do that.
Right.
Because you're supposed to meet people where they are. Back to content, like we talking about.
Truth of the matter is, too, with the whole situation, like you said, meeting people where they are, something I talk about all the time. Environment.
Come on now.
See, a person's supposed to be comfortable.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? The goal, listen, the real goal in life, bro, is everybody is literally trying to get to ultimate peace.
Come on.
And some people really don't reach it until it's the last minute.
That's right.
Because it doesn't say you had to be there alone. But the quicker you become more content with certain things and more intentional about being better in other things, you'll get to that peaceful situation.
Much quicker. Much quicker.
That's all it is.
Much quicker, because you're weeding out the things that really don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Most stuff that make people frustrated don't matter.
It don't matter. That's why I said,
don't be mattering, man.
Talked about it. Had a conversation with a brother of mine, and we was talking about it. What happens when the world doesn't pay attention?
Yeah.
Like when you do certain things for a response and no one responds, do you keep doing it? Or was that the extent of it? Did you really care, or was you really doing it for the response?
You're doing it for the response.
That's what I'm saying. So at some point, you got to make a decision. As a person who is either creating things as far as content, or a person that's even enjoying and engaging in it. If you watch 10 videos, and I tell anybody this, if you watch 10 videos of the exact same thing, and you come away from watching those 10 videos not knowing anything new, what was the purpose?
Just sat there. Some people don't. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't like to be, when they watch TV, this is why they put everything there for us to see it, TV, phones, everything, just making it clear. When they look at it, most of the time, they're not going there to be educated. They're going there to be entertained.
Okay.
This is why most people that you know, if you ask them, where do you watch the majority of your TV?
Right.
Me and you, we already talked about it. The majority of our TV is watched on YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It's
Definitely.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we watch things outside of YouTube, maybe it be Netflix, maybe, Stars or things
One of the other
like
streaming
that.
services.
But if we're on Netflix most of the time, we're watching a show we've already seen a million times.
Yep.
Cosby Show, Different World, Martin.
That's funny. I don't watch those things on Netflix. Right.
That's good. No. But besides that,
yeah,
we'll watch documentaries too.
Heavy.
Mainly that.
Heavy.
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is,
I know what you mean, though.
When I say when you go to actual entertaining TV.
Okay. I see where you're going.
We tend to watch a lot of older stuff.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yep.
But when you want to get educated, we watch stuff that we looking for.
That's right.
But that's why we're more intentional about what we're doing. And we always come up with other things because it sends us down these paths and these goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's really why content is like that. People can't get out the fact that when they turn on the TV, they're turning it on to be entertained, not to be educated.
Okay. That could be a lot of the reason why, like you said, it's not.
This is why some messages, even in movies, be going over people's heads.
Yeah, or even in halftime shows.
You just took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Literally was saying that. Because they're watching it to be entertained, not educated. When they want to learn something, they go to Google. Then they start reading stuff, and then they'll start watching a couple little YouTube videos. It could be something as how to make a certain sauce for something. I'm just saying. Anytime they want to learn something.
Absolutely.
But people like me and you, when we get into a certain zone, we want to constantly keep learning about it. So this is why we lock into content of a person telling us something that's positive and pushing us in a different direction. Whereas a lot of people, when they want to be entertained, they're not really paying attention to it anyway.
Because for us, it's a new tool.
Exactly. There it is.
And for a lot of other people, like you said, depending on when you got involved in it, it was part of your life the entire time.
Exactly.
It's a generation of people, young adults, that it's never been a time where it wasn't in existence.
Listen.
So for us, it's a tool. You're absolutely right.
And that's exactly what it is. So, again, that's why you can see, bro, if you walk in the room, it could be your children, it could be your spouse. When you walk in the room.
That's right.
and they got the TV on, I guarantee you, they're on their TV, they're scrolling on their phone, all at the same time.
Yeah.
Saying they listening, not really watching,
Yep.
because they're looking at their phone.
Yeah.
And that's entertaining to them.
Yeah.
But when we watch something on YouTube,
Right.
and we put it on, we're literally locked in.
Right.
Phone not even in our hand or nothing. Trying to get educated on it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, it depends on what you putting the TV on for.
That's why I say that's the other hidden side
Right.
of content creation.
Right.
Is that we don't even understand that we create our interest in content the exact same way.
Yeah.
So whether you're a person that's not a creator, so to speak, you create your own concept of what content is important to you.
Exactly.
Right? So when you look at it and you say to yourself, I can Google this and fast track finding this situation out.
Right.
It cuts the legs from underneath certain other aspects of what you would pay attention to get to that point. Right? Because everything is about being done swiftly, quickly. Right? We want to look at YouTube so we can see the things that's going to allow us to be able to learn how to do that and fix that right now.
Right now.
But we're going to look at the guy that's been doing it since he was 12 years old. He's 47.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
We're looking at him. So there's certain things he's not even mentioning to it because it's already repetitive knowledge.
Right.
You look at that situation and say, I can do it like that too. Only point that I'm making in that situation is that sometimes we're so busy looking to be entertained or looking to hurry up and get solutions to things that we miss the process of being able to really allow the content to be absorbed.
Yeah, exactly. Get it.
And so that's the difference. So like you said, this is why people can have the TV on and mess with the phone at the same time and say, yo, I'm listening to it. I'm not really watching it. Because the reality of it, they could not be having the phone and literally still be looking at it and missing half of what's actually being said anyway.
Because they're watching it to be entertained.
Because they're watching it to be entertained. So that's what they're up against.
Yep.
So I think that in terms of, like all of us that's operating in this creative space.
Sound like you said that with a slow motion. I think that in terms, I don't know why it sounded like that.
I don't know why either. That makes at least two of us. I think that what it is we have to once again be very cognizant about what we introduce into our thoughts, right? What we're entertained by. Since everybody's not an entertainer, everybody likes to at the very least be entertained. If that's the case, start there. Start being more critical about the things, or being, more conscious about the things that you're allowing yourself to be entertained by. I've spoken to you about a number of different things that I don't watch after a certain point in time in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Because it plays on my subconscious mind a little bit differently, because in my mind, I'm consistently thinking.
Yeah.
Right? It also helped me with the concept of understanding at some point you need to cut certain things off.
Right.
Right? It's like if too much, they say all the time, too much of anything ain't good for you. So certain aspects of certain things, like I said, even in the content creation space, I was making content every day, which was cool. You had some people that tell you, you got to go out there and you got to make a video every day. I would rather make something impactful than to stay on a specific schedule just to appease that. Just to flood your timeline with a bunch of different stuff so you can turn around and say, yo, man, he on there every day. I want to be intentional about the things that I say. I want to be, specific about the content that I create, so that when people look at anything I do, or look at anything we do, they see the value. It's not just about consistency. It's also about the concept of making sure that you leave a mark, and you make a mark that's going to be, felt for time to come.
Right. That's it. Bruh. You basically, you want your information, you want all your information, right? Because we always talk about, we call it creators because we're recording it, right? But truth of the matter is, we're just really creating a message, right? Or recording a message that we have to give anyway. Lock in, record a message, catching a person in their raw and purest form. It's just like when Denzel did on Training Day. What he said, King Kong, what'd he say? King Kong ain't got nothing on me, and he doing all that. He said, when they said stop right there, he looked at it and said, I hope y'all got that, man, because he added all that in, He said, because I don't think I can go back to that. I really don't. Like, that was just flowing. And they locked that in. So when a person is recording themselves doing messages, it's gonna be the moments when they grab you. You like,
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
And I know you know. You know what I mean?
I'd say 85% of the videos that I make, especially motivational wise, that's exactly how they happen.
Right.
I'm moving, I'm doing something else. You know, guys put a message on me, man, that he want me to share in my way that he created me to do, but to make sure I hone in on the message. And then that's what I do. And I create it. I can be anywhere, in the car, you know, my kitchen, wherever. I just think that, like anything else, you know, just to put my final thoughts and opinions about the situation out there about this, the whole content creation space once again. You know, I know you said that the reason why we'll call it content creation most times because we're recording it. And you're right. On top of that, we're also being creators.
Right.
And I would say that anything that requires that you're creative about requires an intentional purpose, right? I don't care if you're drawing a picture. There's something in your mind that you're thinking about to draw this picture. I don't care if you're making music. In your case, if you're doing a blend, there's certain things. It's not about just the fact that they sound well together. It's a vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's a purpose behind it. I think that we have to look at life from the perspective that content is going to be a part of our life going forward. Let some major different situation transpire. Content, because the word content in the sense that there's basically, like you said, information. That's what content is, information, whether it's entertaining information, educational information, or any of these things. Because it's going to be a part of our life, I highly suggest that we are intentional about the things that we allow to come into our minds, because once again, we're not all going to move and repeat of the same drum in terms of creating content more than anything else. And we understand as content creators that we need to be more intentional about what we want to create so that we can have a more impactful, outcome on people's lives.
Right. Hey, man, I like that, man. Let's clap it up for that right there. What episode is this?
It's episode number 194.
I knew it. I just want to make sure you.
Yes, sir. Episode number 194.
And listen, y'all can hear this whole episode, on your favorite podcast and streaming sites like Apple, Google, Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Where can they see us, P?
You can see us each and every week right on our YouTube channel at The Porch Podcast. If you have not done so already, please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you can be aware of when all the videos drop. Matter of fact, any of our content when it drops. As E says, could have been anywhere in the world, or we say collectively, could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we truly appreciate you. This has been episode number 194. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Be safe, man, and once again, be mindful of your content. Be mindful of the content, what you absorb and what you put out. All right, family, y'all be blessed. Peace, y'all.
Peace. That was a little puppet master.
Unbelievable. Who on the porch? Let's go.